It's Valentine's Day today, 14th of February, and I neither got any Valentine's card nor sent any Valentine's cards, which, to be honest, in my whole life I don't remember ever really doing anything with Valentine's cards, which is fine, right? Because why do I need somebody else to tell somebody else I love them? I don't think I really need that. In fact, that's something you should be doing all the time. If you love somebody, you should tell them. And by the way, I'm rubbish at telling somebody I love them. And the interesting thing about this is we all assume that the people we're with know that we love them, especially partners. Kids, we tend to tell more specifically, but partners, we may think we tell them we love them, but that may not be true in their mind. So, for example, I'm a really visual person. If you say anything to me, I visualize it. It turns into a picture in my head straight away. So if you said to me, to get over nerves for talking, imagine your audience naked, that would be terrible, right? Because I can see that, like that. And that's a bad thing. So I'm a really visual person. So when I want to tell my husband I love him, I show him. I do stuff for him that, to me, represents me saying I love you. When he tells me he loves me, he says I love you because he's an audio person and he needs to hear things for them to make sense to him. So if he says I love you and I don't say I love you, he thinks I'm not telling him I love him. And I might be doing loads of stuff that for me are very solid evidence of the fact that I love him. And he could be sitting there thinking she doesn't love me. She never tells me she loves me. And on the flip side, I could think he doesn't do stuff for me and therefore he doesn't love me, and totally not hear the fact that he tells me he loves me on a regular basis because I'm not an audio person and it's visual stuff that matters. And this is the foundation for why relationships are a problem or people struggle in relationships, because we literally do not speak the same language. There's a really nice little website with a quiz on it, and everybody loves Cosmo-style quizzes, right? Called the 5 Love Languages. And if nothing else, it highlights that different things mean different things to us. So it's like Valentine's Day. To some people, it may be a sign to them that somebody loves them, that they spend the time and effort and the thought in having a Valentine's card, getting flowers, something like that. For me, it's a waste of money. I'm too pragmatic for that. I would rather that, I had a hug occasionally or something like that. So Valentine's Day is one of those things that puts a whole bunch of pressure on you, like many events through the year, to perform in a certain way that doesn't necessarily fit in with your preferences of how you should be and how you should act. And it can cause problems in relationships because one person can expect something and the other person doesn't think it matters. It's no slight on you, it's no personal offence, it's just that's not the way their brain works. And think of that next time you're in a situation where somebody's done something, your partner's done something, you think, oh, well, that proves they don't love me. And ask, is that really true? Is it really true they don't love you? Or could it just be that your expectation of it is different from theirs? That to you it means something that it doesn't mean to them? And maybe they've done something else that they felt was more important and was more of a sign of how much they cared. And you didn't even see that because you were focused on this thing that you said they should have done it. So he should have loaded the dishwasher. Why didn't he load the dishwasher? I've asked him 5 times to load the dishwasher, and he still hasn't loaded the dishwasher. That's proof he doesn't love me. He doesn't care about me. If he cared about me, he'd load the dishwasher. And actually, now I think about it, I asked him the other day to put the washing away, and he didn't do that either. And I asked him, the other week, if he would phone the bank for me, and he never did that. And it's what the thinker thinks, the prover proves again. All this evidence that he doesn't care just started by the fact that he didn't load the dishwasher. And if you ask yourself, is that really true? Or is it just that he didn't load the dishwasher because he was distracted with something else, didn't realise how important it was to you? There's some reason why he doesn't like loading the dishwasher. And if you're able to say, well, that maybe wasn't true, it didn't mean he didn't care about me, you might be able to spot the things that show he did care about me. Well, actually, the other day, he was seeing I was having a really hard time and he made me a cup of coffee because he knew I needed a cup of coffee. And I didn't even have to ask him, he just brought it through and he'd made it. Or a couple of weeks ago, he he phoned the bank for me without me even asking him, or did something. You know, if you're looking for it, you'll find it, basically. So on Valentine's Day, you're looking for evidence that they love you because they've sent you something that society says they should send you on this particular day and time. Maybe that's not true. Maybe the evidence that they love you is right in front of your eyes. You just don't see it because you're not speaking the same language. So that's my thought for the day.